Deadbolt is an extremely challenging stealth action hybrid that allows you to take control of the Reaper to quell the recent undead uprising. Welcome to episode 9 of the 5 T's of Stealth, where we will be discussing Deadbolt. Once again, the 5 T's include tasks, terrain, tools, threats, and tension. These are what I consider to be the fundamentals of stealth gaming. Your mission is simple: kill all undead. At least that's how it begins. We are a Reaper, and we work for the Flames. The Reaper is basically a hitman who goes where the Flames commands. The Flames has a network made up of his followers known as Candles. They provide the info, and we provide the kills. Deadbolt's missions are sorted into 3 chapters. Each chapter focuses on one type of undead or one gang. First, zombies, or the Zombie Kings, with a Z. That's kings with a Z. Next, the vampires, or the 1,000-year royals. And finally, skeletons, or the dredged. As we progress through the story, we learn of the connections between each gang and a major plot going on behind the scenes. A plan for the undead to leave this place and go somewhere better, somewhere warm. The whole story begins to revolve around the leader of the dredged, Ibzan, and the ash he has created. Ash is a drug made from people. Ibzan has developed a plan to take the lives of countless undead in order to make this ash and to create a portal to leave this place. He manipulated the vampires for the ash and the zombies for flesh to make his portal. Ibzan is able to successfully open the portal, so naturally we must follow him through it. And after one final confrontation, the truth about Ibzan that had been hinted at all along becomes very clear. Deadbolt is a game where you can ignore everything going on to just kill all undead. But if you take the time to actually engage with the world and the lore, you will be thoroughly impressed. And quite frankly, I myself am obsessed. Most missions involve killing all enemies, finding information, destroying ash or other objects, or killing bosses. The world where Deadbolt takes place is called The Place. This serves as the land of undead, similar to Limbo or Purgatory. Each map in Deadbolt has a varying layout, whether that's unique paths, different number of floors, or a very different theme. It never feels repetitive and is always engaging. I think one of the most important factors is how different the vent layout is from mission to mission. You can't always just take advantage of this super powerful ability. Sometimes you've got to learn a different way to traverse. Some levels only have stairs, while some are more diverse with elevators and cranes to climb up. Each gang also seems to have a very unique feel to the maps they inhabit. Zombies with their drug houses, vampires with their nightclubs and brothels, while the dredged have a wide variety of warehouses and shipping locations to help their plans. The Reaper is a man with many options, and quite frankly, I'm not going to try to name them all. Some weapons can only be found scattered across the map, while others can only be purchased from Charon, who is assisting you from the underworld. You can buy weapons using souls, the currency obtained from completing missions and achievements. Again, I am not going to sit here and name all the weapons, but let's start with the guns. There is a wide variety of guns, including pistols, SMGs, shotguns, assault rifles, snipers, and even an automatic grenade launcher. These weapons will also vary greatly, whether they're silenced, deal extra damage, and even the amount of ammo they hold will differ. On the other side of things, there are melee weapons. There is a knife and a hammer, which can also be thrown. Then there is a Reaper's Scythe, which is my beloved, and even a sledgehammer that deals major damage but is very slow. Worst case, you can even use your fists, but I wouldn't make it a habit. Aside from those basics, there are a couple other unique items such as a flashbang and a mine. I believe that covers all of the weaponry, so what else can the Reaper do? Well, the main thing here is the ability to move through vents. To do this, the Reaper carries a lighter that they will flick to enable the ability. If an enemy is sitting on a toilet, you can take the vent connected to it, pop out, and the enemy will basically explode. Other than that, we've got some basic stuff here. Turn lights on or off, as well as destroy the lights. Open and close doors, or even knock on them to entice an enemy to investigate. And lastly, lockpick doors and safes. This just might be My favorite lockpicking system of all time. It's simple and there's really no frustration to it. A lock appears on screen with a line, which you move your mouse to match up with. Depending on what you're unlocking, there will be a varying number of times you need to match up the lines for the lock. Simple and addictive. At the start of each mission, you will have a primary and secondary weapon. This does not affect what you can pick up throughout the game, but it does impact what weapons you can start each mission with. At the beginning of each mission, you can go to your car to change your loadout. The amount of different enemies in this game is genuinely absurd, so I'm going to attempt to break it down one group at a time in the order of which you encounter them. Zombie Kings. Zombies are formed when someone dies from a drug overdose. Enemy types include Punk, a basic zombie with a pistol. A Bully, a basic zombie with a crowbar. Bouncer, very tough zombies with much more health, equipped with a sawed-off shotgun. Shambler, a zombie whose head has been disconnected from their body. Destroy the head to kill them very quickly, equipped with an SMG. Cerberus, a 3-headed dog with great hearing, but cannot open doors. Lastly, a security camera. This is just a zombie head hanging from the ceiling that will start screaming if you enter its detection radius. The Zombie Kings have 2 bosses that are essentially just zombies with a lot of extra health. Puff is the dealer and Roland is the boss. 1,000-Year Royals. Vampires are formed when one dies as the result of a betrayal at the hands of a lover or loved one. Enemy types include Incubus, basic male vampire with a pistol, can walk on ceilings. Succubus, basic female vampire with dual knives, can also walk on ceilings. Bartender, has a bit more health than a basic, but can be revived by a phylactery. Basically, a phylactery is when a vampire puts their soul in a container that must be destroyed to kill them. Otherwise, they will keep respawning. They are equipped with a combat shotgun. And lastly, the Nightcrawler, the beefiest vampire equipped with a suppressed PDW. The vampires have 4 bosses that are actually unique. Firstly, Sir Stella is more of a plot device and is dead when we arrive on scene. Then we have the twins, Amber and Evelyn. Amber is equipped with a katana, while Evelyn has dual pistols. Their fight is unique because they are each other's phylactery, meaning you must kill both within a very short amount of time. And finally, Madame Stella, the leader of the 1,000-Year Royals. Madame Stella has multiple phylacteries scattered throughout the map, and you must destroy all of them before you can kill her. I'm thinking it was at least 5. Side note, dancing vampires will ignore you unless damaged, which means you can basically kill all of them with no resistance. The Dredged. Skeletons are formed when someone commits suicide. Enemy types include Grunts, basic skeleton equipped with an old world rifle. They can attack from very far away and can hide beneath the floor, making it seem as if they appear out of thin air. Sergeants, the beefiest skeleton that will run at you with a sledgehammer and swing in a spin. They can also hide beneath the floor. Technicians, skeletons equipped with a grenade launcher who will begin placing an infinite amount of mines when alerted. And lastly, generals, also known as liches, can revive fallen allies as well as turn you to ash with magic. The skeletons have 2 bosses. First is their brilliant engineer, Timur the Tinkerer, whose mission is completely filled with traps you must avoid. And there is even an achievement to complete the whole mission, only getting kills by using the traps against them. Traps include shotguns attached to doors that will fire when opened, pressure plates that drop explosive, and countless mines scattered throughout the level. The boss of the Dredged and the main antagonist of the whole game is Ibzan. We've already discussed him quite a bit, so I'll simply say he has the ability to teleport, has to be killed multiple times, and can even spawn in more skeletons. Lastly, the Demons. Demons are mercenaries from the underworld hired by the Dredged. Enemy types include the Cardinal, basic male demon equipped with a bat. The Maiden, basic female demon equipped with a burst rifle. The Patriarch, the beefiest demon equipped with a minigun. The demons have only one boss, a sniper named Val. Her mission is extremely tense as she follows you the whole time to traverse the building, and you can actively see her sniper laser dot. Good luck staying in the dark. Once you reach the roof, you find a sniper and have to search the opposite building looking for her. Yeah, I figured that would be a lot and take a while. Aside from the actual enemy types, there's really only a few other things to mention. On some missions, vents will actually be blocked off, and you have to flip a switch to open them back up. I think it only occurred on one mission, but there was a timer to beat. One of the most important things is planning a route throughout each level, which can be rather difficult at times. Trial and error will help you create a plan to be as efficient as possible as you kill all undead. Deadbolt is incredibly tense. The Reaper has 1 health. Ammo is limited. You are forced to take risks, and I personally died countless times. Deadbolt is genuinely pretty damn challenging. I'd argue more so than Acid Spy, at least when comparing the normal difficulty of each game. Deadbolt has so many missions that play out in unique ways, which means there is never a dull moment. New weapons and threats are around every corner, so you can never get too comfortable. There were so many times that I would get comfortable with like one segment of a level and then be struggling with a plan for the next, which led to this constant repetition of one zone, creating this almost perfection of clearing it. So one moment I'm breezing through like a god, and the next I'm horrified huddling in the vents. It was a goddamn roller coaster. I don't think I've ever experienced such a dramatic flowing of power. I haven't stopped thinking about Deadbolt since I beat it. I do intend to hopefully do a hard playthrough at some point, but for now it is simply not the priority. The soundtrack is next level, and I have been listening to it whenever I need some music in the background. Hell, I'm listening to it right now as I write this script. As amazing as the gameplay is, the lore and story are right there to accompany it. This is not by any means a one-sided experience. This is not a game that thrives on gameplay loop alone. Different gangs made up of different undead, all being manipulated by one man creating atrocities for his own personal gain. Hell, you could argue that Ibzan even manipulated us, the Reaper. The candles are an incredibly cool ally, especially once you meet the physical form of your employer, the Flames, and it all comes together. There was never, not even for a second, a dull moment in this game. Whether I was taking my time to formulate a plan or yelling at myself for horribly executing one, I was on the edge of my seat the entire game. And with the difficulty present based on one-hit kills, you never feel safe. I can't tell you how many times I lost track of some random enemy who just comes to my floor and kills me, forcing a restart. You weren't part of my plan. Why are you here? Everyone is a threat, and I don't expect the satisfaction of kill all undead to be easily matched anytime soon. Whether you are clearing out the entire building or simply sneaking in to kill a boss, Deadbolt provides the tools for perfection, and I cannot get enough. If you love stealth and have somehow not yet heard of this game, or perhaps had reservations about it, this is your wake-up call. No more excuses, no more hiding. I strongly recommend you play Deadbolt, and when argue, it is a must.